It's not a secret that I like small cars or cars that are affordable to the masses, not the minority, or cars that are simple, easy to repair, and maybe a bit primitive. But why has everyone been talking about the BYD Seagull? And will it come to Australia, Europe, and the USA? Let's just get into it in 1 minute. Thanks for joining me. It really is nice to see so many people subscribing to the channel. I'm Ben Alexander, and I talk about the latest EV news around the world. And I make videos every single day, so please stick around until the end and then let me know your thoughts in the comments. What is the BYD Seagull? The BYD Seagull, for me, I think is one of the best EVs to come from BYD, and I think is probably one of the best EVs, definitely value for money wise, for sale in the world right now by a proper manufacturer that's got any bit of size to it. So no, I haven't driven one. I have no idea what it drives like. No, I haven't seen one in person. I really wish I could. It might drive like a narrowboat. I don't mind at all though, really, because most of my driving is really just going to get groceries or on a motorway, so it's fine. It's very cheap, really, really cheap. So currently, as it is now, it's under 19,000 Australian dollars or £10,000, under £10,000 if you're in the UK. You can pay a few thousand dollars, a couple of £1,000 or a few $1,000 extra and get a bigger battery pack too. Basically, it's a small Honda Jazz or Honda Fit, if you're in America, sized car, and a small hatchback, really. It has a 55 kilowatt motor with 135 newton meters of torque, so that's about 75 horsepower. And I think, we don't know this, but realistically, 0 to 100 or 60 miles an hour in about 12 seconds, which is actually about the same as a Honda Jazz, Honda Fit. So top speed, 135 kilometers per hour, which I think is about 95 miles an hour. That's perfectly fine. The range is 305 kilometers with the standard battery, which is 30.08 kilowatt hour in size, and 405 kilometers if you get the large one, which is 38.88 kilowatt hour. That's WLTP range, so you will actually get that if you drive 90 or 100 kilometers per hour on a motorway. You will get that if you drive cheaply or efficiently. It's a BYD, so that it means that it does use LFP batteries, which are basically on this car a bit famous, or in this brand, especially with regard to safety, because they've passed tests where they get heated up to something like 300 degrees Celsius, I can't remember the actual number, in a furnace, run over by a truck, penetrated by a nail, and overcharged by 260%. And nothing happens. All that happens is the surface at the highest temperature, the recorded temperature is 60 degrees Celsius. And that's why these batteries are so popular, because of the chemistry inside. It's LFP chemistry by BYD, but it's also in the framework of the Blade batteries from BYD. So I know that most of my audience know exactly what LFP batteries are. I know. So this is why one of my next videos in the next month is going to be about a new portable power station that comes with LFP batteries, with some really amazingly good figures. So I'll bring that to you in a few weeks' time, I reckon. It has an amazing turning circle, small cheap tyres, basic brakes. It's not fast. It doesn't look like something very special at all. So you'll almost go entirely unnoticed on the roads, I think, which is perfect. That's how I like it. As far as I can see, in Australia, the most expensive version with the on-road costs would come up to about 20,700 Australian dollars. And then if you're in Queensland, you could get $6,000 off if you have the current rebate as it is right now, which is amazing. So if you can imagine thinking about buying a new car, and you could go down the road and buy a car like that from a company like BYD for $14,700 out of the door, that's amazing. You could do 400 kilometers on it on a charge. This is like a modern, nice little car, proper tech, for $14,500. That's a bargain. So I would much rather do that and keep the extra $20,000 or $30,000 in the bank that would have gone to like BYD or other companies for the Atto 3 or the Dolphin or whatever, because that's a huge amount of money. It wouldn't get a 4-star ANCAP or Euro NCAP if you're in Europe rating. It won't get the 5-star rating because it basically doesn't come with lane assist. And I'm gonna guess, although this hasn't been mentioned, you would need to work on the front of the car and the length of it to make sure that it's a little bit lower and a bit safer for pedestrians. But I think basically after that it would have a chance of getting a 5-star. Thanks to anybody for joining on Patreon or YouTube memberships, which is a great option, or buy me a coffee. If anybody wants to support my cause, links in the description for these things. This allows me to keep on making these videos, bringing the latest EV news to you all and trying to shine a light on this information and spread the information on EVs, and especially the cheaper end of the market, so we can try and get that going. And the easiest and cheapest way to help though is just by pressing the like button and clicking subscribe, really. As far as we know, the BYD Seagull isn't coming to Australia just yet. The boss of the company that imports them, Luke Todd, the company's EV Direct, if you don't know, said that they might bring them into Australia in 2025 or later. But at the moment, it's not coming until at least after the next few BYD models coming to Australia. And the next BYD is going to be the BYD Seal, which is a beautiful car. It is going to be here in the next month or so. He hasn't given me a date, or anybody a date actually, but as soon as I know, I'll mention it. So I'm pretty keen to go to the launch event because I'll probably avoid the churros again. I don't want to vomit, and I'll have an extra glass of wine instead, probably. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button for me so that YouTube know that people are enjoying it, and subscribe for more interesting daily videos about electric vehicles. I'm also going to be doing a quick poll in the community section, so if you wouldn't mind going in there and clicking and voting. It's about vehicle size and prices, basically. Thank you.